Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Tuesday the 30th of the 3rd, 2021. The time is just come 055 GMT. Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, Monday the 29th then, yesterday we had a positive opposed driver in the dollar at plus 58, front and back door flows mainly coming out of the euro at minus 52, out of the pound at minus 51, and the yen was the positive rock at plus 45, activity plus or minus 103. Right, intra-week then, this is from yesterday, Monday the 29th, open to about 15 minutes ago, with a positive opposed driver in the dollar, plus 63, front and back door flows, coming out of the euro minus 33, out of the yen at minus 32, and the pound was the positive rock at plus 2, activity plus or minus 65. Notice that these flows are very balanced at the moment. Right, intraday then, this is what's happening in the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got an unopposed negative driver in the yen this time, minus 79, no backdoor flows. The bulk of the opposing positive flows are going into the pound at plus 51, into the euro at plus 22, and the dollar, hang on, it's got messed up. And the dollar is plus 6, which is the positive rock. Okay, so we've got the yen is the unopposed negative driver. Okay, what's going to knock this about then? Right, yesterday Monday we had positive tier 2 JPY data late on. Today Tuesday we've got German CPI, and tomorrow we've got a large data day. We've got China non-manufacturing PMI, China manufacturing PMI, GDP for the GBP, Euro CPI, US ADP, JPY manufacturing industrial index. Right, and Thursday we've got the AUD trade balance. Right, so there's a lot going on, not so much today but certainly tomorrow, and it's obviously NFP week. Right, so let's get cracking and let's look what's been happening in the flows in the wider market. Our trades have come back significantly. We're about 1,200 points profit at the moment. We've had a 1,700 point swing against us yesterday, but hey, we'll talk about that in a minute. Right, euro. Right, this is the euro full complex, 7 pairs. It's weak except against the dollar, the yen, and the Swiss franc. Right, the yen is weak across the board. The pound is strong except against the AUD and the NZD. The Swiss is weak except against the yen. The CAD is weak except against the dollar and the euro. The AUD is strong except against the New Zealand dollar. NZD is strong across the board, and the dollar is weak except against the yen and the Swiss. Right, so what have we got? We've got yen weakness across the board. We've got NZD strength across the board. but more than that, we've got basically in the Asian session where we've got clear signs of risk on. We've got weakness in the dollar, the yen, and the Swiss. We've got strength in the AUD and the NZD, the commodity currencies, and so forth. So that's the takeaway, right? And we've got the yen as the unopposed negative driver in the Asian session, right? So US, excuse me, dollar index. What are we looking at? It broke the top, came back, it broke the second top, and it's now operating at the highs. Right, gold. So dollar's very strong at the moment. Gold, as you'd expect off the back of that, is near the floor. It's 0.1 from the floor. Oil. Oil basically is operating at about 0.3 from the high, our modelled high. Wall Street, we've got this situation, and it's now operating at or near the breakout resistance. So, and then the S&P, is similar. It's just slightly below the resistance, the new resistance, and the tech never made it, and it's about 0.4 from the floor. Right, so that's the batting order of those. You've got the US 10-year and the bund. The US 10-year is pretty much 0.05 in my model terms from the floor. This is the price, remember, so yields are right up there. And then the bund has come back a lot more, so the price has come up, the yields are relatively low, so there's a fair gap between US and European yields at the moment. Right, copper. Copper, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumps. Came back to the second pump, went back to base camp. It's messed about, and it's now still at this 1.75 pump. So it's still weak, copper. And finally, US steel. You've got this. It actually broke the double top and has come back to about 0.2 from the new high. Right, so that gives us some context and perspective on what's happening in the market. Right, so we've got a situation where the flows, the currency flows, the FX flows are suggesting risk on and have been for quite some time. The asset classes are resisting at the moment. We're as you know, we're long AUD, dollar, short NZD against the euro, the pound, the CAD and the AUD. We're now plus about 1,200 points profit from a peak of, so the peak was about plus 2,900. So we've had a minus 1,700 point swing against us recently. Right, yesterday to be precise. Right, so we're just going to hang on in these positions. Nothing's changed. This is a noise based situation. Cramped up noise. The market's going back to the old favourites. It's actually got the New Zealand dollar ahead of the AUD at the moment, which is complete nonsense. Expect things to change. and expect these positions to recover drastically and go on some. So I hope that was useful. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thank you very much.